Getting a flagrant foul assessed to her, which show that what happened here. I mean, if you look at the still frame, it looks horrible, but if you watch it in real time, it kind of looked like it happened accidentally. What do you think about this?
Well, you can understand how maybe the refs overlooked it and didn't see the foul as it happened. It thought just what you thought. But then when you slow it down, it's really hard to ignore. Look, Caitlin Clark is just an unprecedented, as her coach called her, a generational star. She's hitting threes. She's dishing the ball. She's scoring every single.
Everything has reached a breaking point. The WNBA is now facing one of the biggest public backlashes in recent memory, and many fans believe there's no turning back. The league is under intense scrutiny as television ratings continue to slide, while online debates have exploded after a list identifying all 34 WNBA referees began circulating across social media. The controversy erupted after a game in which many viewers accused officials of repeatedly failing to protect Caitlin Clark from overly physical play. The frustration isn't limited to fans anymore. Questions are being asked from every direction. Criticism is growing louder by the hour, and prominent voices are openly challenging how the league has handled the situation. Then came one of the most talked about moments of the day. Stephen A. Smith delivered a fiery on-air reaction, blasting the league's leadership and arguing that the WNBA has mishandled its biggest star in a way that could have long-term consequences. The story really began when fans felt the whistles stopped coming. For weeks, viewers had complained that Caitlin Clark was absorbing hard contact, getting bumped, grabbed, and knocked off her rhythm without receiving consistent protection from the officials. But during the most recent game, many believed those concerns reached a new level.
I've often used the line, Shay, that I'll share with you because I don't know if I've ever used it while you've been on the air with me. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it ain't a damn mongoose. I've said that many, many times over the years. There is a flagrant level of resentment that exists when it comes to Caitlin Clark. And it has existed since she has arrived in the league. She is the cash cow. Just recently, a couple of days ago, I think, we saw her and another player, I think it was Elisa Boston or whatever, we saw them be the top two vote getters for the WNBA All-Star game so far. Every time you turn around, there seems to be something.
What happened after the final buzzer only made the controversy even bigger. Just a couple of hours after the game ended, social media lit up with claims that a document identifying all 34 active WNBA referees, along with additional alleged information, had begun circulating online. The post spread rapidly, and basketball fans immediately flooded the internet trying to determine what was real and what it all could mean. As the discussion gained momentum, many fans began revisiting games from earlier in the season, closely reviewing calls involving Caitlin Clark. Video clips and officiating decisions were shared across every major platform, with countless users arguing that a pattern of questionable no-calls and inconsistent rulings had followed Clark throughout the year. Whether those conclusions were justified became the center of a heated debate, but the online reaction was impossible to ignore. For many viewers, this no longer looked like a few isolated officiating mistakes. Critics claimed the repeated incidents created the appearance of unfair treatment, fueling speculation that Clark had been officiated differently than other players. Those accusations spread quickly, intensifying an already emotional conversation surrounding the league. Amid the growing storm, Stephen A. Smith addressed the situation during his national television appearance, and he didn't soften his opinion. Instead of limiting his criticism to the officials on the floor, he questioned the league's overall handling of the controversy, arguing that the WNBA needed to confront the growing concerns surrounding its officiating before the damage to its credibility became even greater.
To speak on the issue because they see more of it than I do, but with what I've seen, you are able to say 1 + 1 = 2. And there's been a level of resentment that has existed where I believe there's been a failure on the part of some people to appreciate the mantra of a rising tide lifts all boats. Ride this cash cow till the wheels come off. They did it in the NBA with Magic Johnson. They did it ultimately with Michael Jordan. You know, that's how you do this. You find somebody that just galvanizes folks and ingratiates themselves with the public at large in such a way where everywhere they go and whatever they do, everybody wants to watch. You don't resent that. You feed off of it to build your own. And I think that WNBA as a whole that women's basketball as a whole, and some, not most, not all, but some WNBA players need to appreciate that and gravitate to that and grab hold of that and ride that wave to your own ascension, as opposed to resenting it and showcasing it the second you get an opportunity to, whenever Caitlin Clark is in your vicinity. That would be my advice. That's all I could say about that.
I didn't love that this happened not once but twice yesterday, where there was basically a no call. I thought Stephanie White did the right thing. She should have gone off. She needs to protect her superstar. That's her right. Completely.
Absolutely.
I also do think the league should probably review this. I don't have information on if they have started that process or not, but I think that maybe would be a good call.
During his commentary, Stephen A. Smith argued that the situation had become much bigger than a few missed calls. In his view, the league was failing to protect one of its most recognizable stars, despite the attention and new audience Caitlin Clark has helped bring to the WNBA. He questioned whether the officiating standards were being applied consistently and called for the league to take the growing concerns seriously. Smith went on to say that if fans continue believing the game is being officiated unfairly, confidence in the league could suffer lasting damage. He stressed that league officials needed to address the controversy quickly and transparently before the criticism spiraled even further. His message was clear: the longer the WNBA waited to respond, the harder it would be to rebuild trust with its audience. As the discussion intensified, social media platforms including X, TikTok, and Reddit were flooded with posts from frustrated fans. Some users encouraged others to stop watching WNBA games or purchasing league-related products until they felt their concerns had been addressed. While the scale and impact of those boycott calls remain difficult to verify, the online reaction demonstrated just how passionate and divided the fan base had become as the controversy continued to unfold.
We'll see how everything turned out for him, but this is not good when it comes to the referee's identity. I don't believe they had a script written for him. He was talking. This is how he felt for real.
All right, ladies, your thoughts just as the league continues to work through what many perceive as consistency issues, especially when it comes to games being officiated, Lisa.
Well, officiating is tough. I don't know if anybody's ever even tried to officiate. It's not the easiest game. It's one of the most thankless jobs you can do. But in this particular situation, I thought that the last official should have been able to catch that. I was actually watching this game and I was like, oh, wow. That was a bit much. So in that moment, I thought that the official missed the call. I'm not surprised that the league went back and fined Alyssa Thomas. But I think at the same time, it's tough to think that official would have missed that they didn't have a replay on it. That was tough to me. And I think overall, the league's got to do better. The officials have got to do better, but also players. Players have to clean it up. We used to play in a way that you protected one another. Yeah, I want to play physical. I want to play hard, but I'm not out here trying to hurt you. If I was out there for a loose ball and it was Renee down there, yeah, I'm going for the ball, but if I accidentally punched Renee or hit her in some kind of way, maybe the play goes on, but I help her up. I help her up, you know what I mean? Just out of the like, dang, my bad. You know, so I think that part is important too, the reaction. Maybe if Alyssa Thomas would have even turned like, dang, my bad, I didn't mean to hit you like that. It's a different thing, but that's not what happened. And so I think that the league got it right. But I think overall, Coach Tibbetts is correct. Everything, consistency is important. It needs to be cleaned up for all players, regardless of what their accolades are. None of that part matters. It matters about protecting these players, no matter which team, which position, when they sub in, the start of the game to the end of the game. Every player deserves the same type of protection.
As the controversy continued to dominate headlines, many fans pointed to television ratings and online engagement as signs that the league was facing a difficult moment. While reports and commentary varied, critics argued that interest in several games had declined following the backlash, fueling even more debate about how the WNBA was handling the situation. The business side of the league also became part of the conversation. Commentators and fans speculated about how ongoing negative publicity could affect sponsorships and future partnerships, especially after Caitlin Clark's arrival had brought unprecedented attention to the WNBA. Whether those concerns would have long-term financial consequences remained uncertain, but the discussion alone highlighted the pressure league executives were facing. One alleged message, which circulated widely but has not been independently confirmed, claimed Clark's frustration had reached a breaking point. The reported quote read, "Clear as day, I am officially done." Whether the statement was authentic or simply another viral rumor, it became one of the most talked about topics online, adding another layer of speculation to a controversy that showed no signs of slowing down.
The throat ruled out for Saturday. And Stephanie White did confirm that, by the way. And she's made several comments. It makes you want to puke throughout, but we're going to listen to them nonetheless. Let's go here. Right here.
I guess just first off, how is Caitlin after Wednesday? Do you have the update?
Yeah, she's okay. She's gonna be out on Saturday, but she's doing all right.
Do you have any indication right now of how long she will be out?
No indication. Obviously, it's a good time because we have all week next week, so we'll take this opportunity just to get her treatment, get her healthy, get her back on the floor, and see what happens. I mean, it's the same thing. Long-term health and wellness is the most important thing.
Consider this precautionary? Like, is there any chance she could have played tomorrow? Or is there pain? How would you describe the decision?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, again, we want her to be healthy, physically, mentally, emotionally, all the things. And, I think it's important to remember, again, when you've gone through injury and the traumatic aspect of injury, especially that she had last year, it's ups and downs, physically, mentally, emotionally, and making sure that she's 100% ready to go is the most important thing. And her taking care of that is priority for us.
I got to tell you, we are dangerously close to this league getting boycotted. That's where we're at. I saw rumblings of a boycott yesterday of a legit Caitlin Clark fan base across the board not watching the Indiana Fever tomorrow night. Not watching it. Just to send a message to the league and to the Indiana Fever, because Kelly Krauskopf, the team president, came out and celebrated the one-game suspension and thanked the WNBA. Kelly Krauskopf, you're a coward. All right? So's Amber Cox. So's Stephanie White. At what point are y'all going to get angry and be like, one game is a fucking joke? A one-game suspension is a joke. Alyssa Thomas should be suspended a minute. The appropriate response was anything between 10 games and the end of the season. Just get the bleep out of here. We don't need you. What in the big course of WNBA history and in Business 101, what is Alyssa Thomas to anybody? Nothing. Pond scum. But once again, you got this incestuous intertwining, leg scissoring amongst members of the league. I mean, hell, Stephanie White's her old coach, for Christ's sakes. Everywhere Caitlin Clark turns, it's agenda in her face continuously. This is Stephanie White on her having coached Alyssa Thomas previously.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I didn't see it in real time. And so when I went back to see it, I was surprised. I was more surprised that it wasn't seen by the officials in real time.
A 41-38 Fever advantage, Clark.
According to the speculation circulating online, the message reflected growing frustration with the environment she has been playing in. Supporters interpreted it as a sign that Caitlin Clark had grown tired of absorbing hard contact while feeling that league officials were not doing enough to ensure player safety. From their perspective, if those concerns remain unresolved, questions about her long-term future will only continue to grow. Those discussions quickly fueled another wave of rumors. Some fans began wondering whether Clark could eventually choose to miss games, take time away, or even consider opportunities outside the WNBA if she believed another league offered a better playing environment. At this point, those claims remain speculative, but they have become a major topic of conversation across the basketball world. What isn't up for debate is Clark's impact on the league. Since her arrival, television audiences have grown, arenas have drawn larger crowds, and the overall spotlight on the WNBA has reached new heights. That's why many observers believe the league has every reason to make sure its biggest stars are protected and that confidence in the officiating remains strong. Now we want to hear from you. Do you think the officiating has become a serious issue, or has the reaction been overblown? Should the league make changes, or do you believe the criticism has gone too far? Share your opinion in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest basketball news, analysis, and breaking updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.